Why I ain't found my Mr. yet? Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Tika, also known as Beautiful Soul. As you guys can see, I did cut my hair. I just couldn't do it. I really could not do it. Like, the length, it was in that awkward stage, and I just feel like it needed some type of shape to it. So I did get it tapered. I love my barber. She did take the top down a little bit lower than I wanted it to be, but that's fine. I mean, it's gonna grow out, but I like this length. And I typically don't like red hair, but I don't know why. I was just like, I kind of want like a reddish auburnish hair color. So I went for it, and I actually really like it. So yes, that's what she's giving. So enough about that. The ladies at my church, we kind of were just talking and everything of that nature. And one of them in particular, me and her were just talking about, like, you know, like just relationships and just being single and just kind of like, I guess like just maneuvering through this whole life, I guess, dealing with relationships and whatever of that nature. Yeah. So because I think like now I'm at a point in my life where like I've been, I would say, you know, since I'm not married, basically I'm single, you know. So, and of course there has been a person that I've been in love with like for, God, I can't even say how long it's been. It's been like maybe 10 years, but it's like nothing has changed from that relationship. Like, you know, he stays in a whole nother city than I do, which distance shouldn't be an issue just because it's really not that far if you think about it, but it kind of is an issue. And the fact that no one is making any moves to like kind of like either be closer to each other or the next step of like working towards, you know, like marriage and stuff, because for me that's the end goal for me. Like, I do want to get married. Now, do I want to get married tomorrow? Nah, because I still, you know, I like doing me, you know what I'm saying? I love my aloneness, if that makes sense. So, and plus I just feel like it's certain things that I need to learn on my own, like to just be that good wife, to be that good person for someone else, or even just a relationship in general. Like, I feel like it's things that I need to learn and work on in myself, which I know I could do that within a relationship, but it's just good to be able to separate yourself from another person and just kind of focus on you and learn who you are, you know what I mean? So me and her were just talking about that. I don't know, I think like now I'm at a point to where I'm like, you know what, I want more, you know what I mean? Like, I want more than just someone to talk to on the phone. I want more than just someone to hang out with, you know what I mean? I can hang out with myself or my dog, y'all know that. Like, I'm very simple when it comes to like anything of that nature, and I just feel like I don't want to get in that scene of like going on dating apps and going, you know, having to go to bars or whatever. Like, and I'm not knocking anyone that does that, you know, to each his own with that, but I know for me personally, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to put in that type of work, if that makes sense. I'd rather work on me and then let God find that person for me, you know what I'm saying? Just because it's like, I feel like when we try to choose things, it's typically not good. I don't even know how to even like approach people. Like, I feel like I'm approachable. I don't know. I feel like I'm like very approachable, but then again, I don't know. Maybe a guy might think,
oh, she looks mean, or
I don't know. Maybe they may think I just have it two together and she's perfect. And you know, anybody that knows me knows like I'm low-key a mess, you know, but it is what it is. So I don't know. I guess I kind of just want to I want to like start that new chapter in my life to, you know, become like in a serious, like legit relationship. And I just feel like in the past, you know, I haven't had that. Like, you know, the guy that I, you know, have been in love with for forever, like it just seems like we're kind of like at a standstill. And it's just one of those, like, I need you to come up to where I'm at as far as like, you know, us being together and stuff like that. And I just feel like it's not happening, you know? And you know, with certain situations, it's like, you gotta know when to let go. And it's just like, I'm kind of like, I can't do it.
It's like, I tried, I want to, but I just can't
do it. And I think like the further I get along with my, you know, my growth, you know, certain things I just can't do anymore, you know? Like, you guys know I've been like, you know, working out, eating better, you know, feeding my spirit with like great things. things that basically make me want to be a better Tika slash beautiful soul, a better person. And I just feel like it's just certain things I cannot tolerate anymore. I cannot tolerate inconsistency. I can't tolerate, you know, not being there. I cannot tolerate, you know, feeling like, you know, it shouldn't be a question if you love me. I shouldn't have to question. I shouldn't question your loyalty. I shouldn't question certain things. It's like I no longer want to allow certain things like that in my life, whether it's relationship, you know, romantic relationships, or even you know, family members or friends. You know, it's just certain things that I'm no longer tolerating in my life, just because it's like I can't do that. You know what I mean? It's like I deserve more than that, and I feel like I'm learning that now, that like, Tika, you deserve so much more than what you're allowing yourself to have. And I just want to say to whoever's watching this video, like, you deserve so much more in life than the crumbs that you're getting. And if you know, like, you always have that feeling inside of you, like, if you just know that I deserve more and I'm worth more and I can do more, then do it. You know what I mean? So one of the things that, you know, me, and going back to the conversation that I had, you know, me and her talked about was just basically, you know, focus on like just being able to love someone else, you know. So I read a book recently that says When God Writes Your Love Story. So basically what it was just saying is like, pray for your future spouse, you know, kind of just writing out the list of things that you would love in a future spouse. Now, the person doesn't have to be perfect. You can't say, oh, I want God to send me an angel from the heaven above in man form. Like, I mean, that would be nice, but no one's perfect. You know, I'm not perfect, so I wouldn't expect a person to be perfect, but I expect certain qualities, you know what I mean? And the thing is, I don't want to settle. I don't want to be like,
well, there's nothing else out there, so
let me just take whatever I can get. I don't want to be that person, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't want to say I'm too good for it, but I'm too good for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I want to basically make a list of those things, and I feel like, and I encourage anybody else to do the same thing, of like some of the things that you want for yourself, and also the certain qualities that you want from someone else, you know, just because I feel like we get wrapped up in today's society where it's just saying that, you know, I guess, well, it's okay if he does this, or if it's okay if he does that, you know, long as we can take great pictures together, and long as we can just have a baby together and just, you know, smile and be merry and just all that good stuff. And it's like, no, because it's like behind the camera, Liz, it's like, it's people that are broken inside, like, you know, and I don't want that. Like, I don't want to have a social media relationship where it's just like perfect on the camera but it's terrible in real life, and I don't want to feel like it's forced, or I don't want to do something just because people feel like, oh, your clock is ticking, like you better get on the relationship train before it's too late. And it's like, why do I have to rush into something because the imaginary clock is ticking? Who made this freaking clock, and why hasn't no one broken it yet? Because I'm so sick of people saying like, oh, you gotta start, like you gotta have your family done, you know. So I don't want to be that person, because I know, like, sometimes, because I know I'm approaching I'll be 30 in December, so you know, I know that some people probably think like, oh, you know, 30, if you ain't got a man by 30, or if you ain't got your kids by 30, and it's just like, then what's gonna happen? Like, is the clock above my head just gonna magically combust and I'm just gonna be like, all hope is lost, I'll be doomed with my dog for the rest of my life? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? I can meet a guy tomorrow, I can meet my husband tomorrow, I can meet him the day after. Like, you just never know. So it's like, I feel like we shouldn't put so much pressure on ourselves. And I get it, you know, I feel like back in the day it was a little different, you know what I mean? Like, you know, men went off to war and women were married by like 18 and had like 20 kids by like, I don't know, like 25, you know what I mean? Like, we're in a different society now. First of all, everyone knows that the job market is like, and then also too, providing for kids. Do you know how expensive it is for kids? It's too much. It's way too much. Like, absolutely not. And then two, you need a partner if that can step up and be there for you, not just like, you know, I guess emotionally, but physically. Like, all those things tie into one, because it's like, you sometimes see people in relationships and they're like a single parent. Like, absolutely not. Like, I know most of the times when it comes to having kids, like, the brunt of the work usually falls on the woman, but it's just like, why is that? Why can't I have an equal partner? Like, why is it that I'm getting up in the middle of the night, you know, making a bottle and, you know, changing diapers? No, you put this baby in me, like, you need to help. Like, I just feel like I want an actual partner. I want somebody that, you know, could just be there for me and just love me the way I need to be loved. loved, you know, understand that there are going to be some times where I may not want to talk. I'm not mad, I just don't want to talk. There may be times where I want to snuggle. You know, I might want to go to the gym, or I want to go to the park, or I want to, you know, have dinner with my friends, you know, outside of the relationship, because, you know, that's another thing too. Sometimes people make relationships their world, and it's like they don't do anything outside of their relationship. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't want to be that person. Like, I still want to be that individual. Then I know eventually we'll come as one, but we still able to like have our own. We still can hold our own. It's like, you know, you ain't the air that I breathe. And like, you know what I mean? But I love you, but you know, you ain't over Jesus. That's all I'm saying, you know? So, and I think that's where I'm at now. I'm just kind of just, you know, just figuring things out, and just like, I guess not putting the pressure on myself to find a relationship, because, you know, I would just think like, man, I want certain things. I want to be married. I want this, I want that. And I'm like, Tika, you want those things, but are you ready for those things? And it's like, you right. Am I ready for those things? Like, do I feel like I'm at a place where I can like do all those things? And I know that for, you know, if you look at being ready for stuff, you're never ready for anything. You know, no one is saying like, no one goes into a situation and like, oh, I'm 1000% ready. Absolutely not, because everybody knows circumstances happen, things happen, and you know, and life don't always pan out how you want it to. Like, I know I have been like, your girl has started from the bottom so many times in her life, to where it's like, if there was an award for basically the underdog always rising up, like I would probably get that award, just because it's like, I mean, I've been knocked down so many times, having to start over, you know, working you know, odd jobs just to make it, you know, like that. So it's like, but I've always managed to just keep moving forward and not let those things, you know, affect me, you know. I mean, of course it weighs down on me, but at the same time, it's like, that's not gonna stop me from moving forward. So when it comes to like just, you know, I guess being perfect and being ready, we're not gonna ever be ready. We're not gonna ever be perfect. We're not gonna ever have those things that we feel like society is saying we need to have. But at the same time, I just feel like it's just nice to know that, okay, I'm working on myself, and that person who's out there for me is working on themselves as well. And who knows, it could be the guy that, you know, I've been in love with for 10 years. Maybe, maybe not. But I just feel like, you know, I just feel like I don't want to settle. I don't want to settle. I don't want to basically just feel like I gotta do something because my clock is ticking or whatever, you know. And I just feel like what's for me will be for me no matter what. And I say this to whoever's watching this, what's for you is for you no matter what. No one can take it from you. No one can steal it from you. None of that. You know, if it happens that way, then it wasn't meant for you. You know what I mean? So don't get hung up on what you should be doing, what you should have. But I don't know. I just was thinking about, you know, just the whole singleness aspect, and I was just kind of like, I want a relationship. I want to bae. I want to go on vacations, you know. But then I'm just like, at the same time, okay, there must be a reason why I'm in this, I guess, season of life, you know, this self-discovery. Like, I feel like I've been working on myself, and honestly, I feel like this is probably the best I've ever felt in years. Like, and I truly mean that, because it's like, there were times where, like, I mean, guys, it was just so hard to get out of bed. It was just so hard to go to work. It's just so hard to do normal life things, because it's just like, I felt so like drained and empty inside, you know. And it could be a lot of like, you know, psychological things. It was just a lot to deal with, you know. Anybody who's suffering from depression, anxiety, you probably kind of can know where I'm going at with this. But it's just like, so now that I'm in this place, I'm just like, okay, well, I'm doing better now. I'm in it. But it's like, it ain't your time, boo. And I'm just saying that to whoever's on the other end of this camera, like, it ain't your time, boo. Like, it will happen. Don't force it. Don't rush it. But be working on yourself. So whatever that means to you, whether it's, you know, going back to school, getting a better job, going to church, you know, staying plugged in with, you know, like-minded people. And that's what's been helping me. Like, my support group, like my small group with the church ladies that I go with, like they're like my rocks, you know what I mean? Because it's like, we're able to talk, we're able to pray, and just be there for one another. And it's just like, it's very uplifting to know that you have other people who've been where you are or are where you are, and they're all trying to like discover it together, you know what I mean? And it feels good to have that, because I mean, y'all, like, if you don't have a support system, like through this singleness or through this journey of life in general, like, it's gonna be tough. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, speaking, coming from me, a person who feel like, oh, I gotta do it all on my own, I'm a strong black woman, like, you know, sometimes being strong is hard. Like, sometimes, like, having to do everything, having that weight on your shoulders, it is tough, you know what I mean? And at some point, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest, if nobody else tell you, you're going to burn out. And when you do, it's gonna be tough to get back up, just because you used to doing it on your own and you're thinking, I just gotta pull myself up by my bootstraps. And it's like, no, like, you know, we were created for relationships. We were created to have other people in our corner. Like, so it's like, don't always shut yourself off from the world if you're that person. Me, I used to do that all the time. I would shut down, shut myself off from people, and just don't want anybody to talk to me, don't want anybody near me, don't want anybody to say anything to me. And it's just like, that's not healthy. Like, that's not going to help you. And within this season, for you to continue to grow, continue to find people that will be there for you, or even just, you know, whether it's, like I said, romantic or, you know, friendships, whatever type of relationship that you're trying to build, like, you're going to need a support system. You're going to need people to be there for you, to keep you lifted in prayer, to keep you lifted in general. You know what I mean? Like, journaling, you know, reading, and it can only do but so much, okay? Sometimes you're going to need somebody to be like, look,
Y'all, I need you just to listen right quick. Don't say nothing. Just listen to me vent, and then you can give your advice.
you know, sometimes you're going to need that person to do that for you. So, you know, and I would say find people that have who you can kind of say that, like, they're on a different level than you. Because I feel like sometimes when you're around people that are not trying to do anything with their life, are not trying to do better, like they're just kind of staying stagnant or whatever, that ain't good. That ain't gonna help you. Are they gonna help you get to your next level? You know, no. They may be fun to hang out with, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, you know, cut off all your friends. You know, some of your friends might be cool to hang out with, but not all of them. So you know your friends where you, like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, just be very selective with who you have around you, because it's like, that will change your outlook on a lot of things, you know? And I think sometimes I do stay to myself just because I'm like, no one gets me, no one understands me, what are you, like, no. Or like, if I say certain things, I'm like, what if this person thinks I'm crazy? They might try to lock me up in a nut house, you know what I mean? Just some of the stuff I may say or think, but it's like, you have to trust the people that you're around will just have your back and just be there for you. So that's kind of like what this whole video is just about. Just me just kind of on my little self-discovery, you know, with, you know, wanting to build, you know, a romantic relationship, but then just realizing, okay, Tika, it's a reason right now, you know, that it'll happen when it's supposed to happen, but don't put pressure on it because this clock is ticking, or just because everyone else around you may have it, or, you know. So I just want to say that to anybody that's watching this, like, hey, you're not alone. Like, we're in this together. Like, if you want to comment down below and ask questions, you know, some of the things that I've been doing, like I kind of put it in my other video where I show y'all, you know, how I read and how I meditate and everything like that. I'll leave, you know, those items again below, and I'll also read a list of books that I've recently read that can help you if you're interested. So yeah, that's kind of just what I want to talk about tonight. I mean, it kind of was just like a little chit chat session based off the conversation that I had earlier today, and I was like, man, I kind of want to go on camera and just like talk to my peeps and let them know what's going on, you know, what I got going on, what I'm trying to do in my life. And maybe you too, you might be 20 something or 30 something or whatever, and just trying to figure this whole thing out and wondering, okay, why I ain't found my Mr. yet, you know? So it's like, he's coming. He's out there. I don't know who he with, what he's doing right now. Oh, you know what I'm saying? With a little jump off in his face right now. I don't know, but he's out there. So I just want to say, stay encouraged, guys. You know, you will make it through together. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, and share this video, honestly. You know, it might be somebody else out there who may need to hear that you're not alone and that your time is coming, girl. Just hold on. Oh, guy, your time coming. Hold on. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.